Bernardo, thank you so much for coming down. We really appreciate the time.
Thanks for having me.
I know you don't do a lot of these, so we appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
I've covered the food industry for a long time. I know I look young, but I've been covering it for almost 10, 15 years. Why do a lot of these guys fear a 3G capital? What is it about what you guys do?
Brian, I don't think there is a secret sauce or anything. There is a lot of hard work, a lot of long-term thinking. We really want to create the best food company growing a better world, like you like to call in Kraft Heinz. I truly believe our future is much brighter than our past, or in the second inning of this game, and a lot ahead of us.
So second inning, you guys have been busy. That's pretty big.
Well, if you think about it, we got in Heinz in 2013 summer, and then you have Kraft Heinz mid-2015. That's already behind us. We have come a long way in the profitability terms. We have come a long way in rebasing our manufacturing, investing. We have come a long way in enhancing our brands, right? 2 Super Bowl campaigns in Heinz, a Super Bowl campaign now in Kraft. Sure. So we have come a long way in many fronts. We have come a long way to be playing the innovation game you're playing now. But I truly believe we're setting the company for much more in the future.
Take us through, when you identify a company to go in there or acquire, what are you looking for? What is it? I think you have a secret sauce, but what are you looking for?
No, we made no secret that the food industry is an industry that has not consolidated as much as other industries. Sure. Maybe there are reasons for that, but if there will be more consolidation in the future, you will want to be a force of that, right? And you are very disciplined in our approach. Maybe because it's our money that you put, a very long-term view for the things we do. We always think in perpetuity and what you're building for the next 2, 3, 5, 10 years. Sure. And our M&A approach has been very consistent in that view. We always like to find things that 2 + 2 is more than 4, right? Not a way to solve a problem, but to create an opportunity to what you're doing. At Kraft Heinz, let's forget about the value for a second. If you think about it, Kraft didn't have any international footprint after they split with Monolith and so on. It was pretty much a US and Canada business. Heinz was in over 50 countries, but our presence in the United States especially was small, right? So there was a clear win-win. Sure. Then you came to the value and you were trying to create to the numbers and to the business proposition. And our M&A framework's not different. We like brands. We believe brands can be relevant, can go to any channel, and can survive good times and bad times. That's why we invest so much behind brands. We like business that you can expand internationally, right? That you can take to different levels. We're taking Kraft now worldwide. We're taking Planters worldwide. So we like this. And third, we like things that can be generating synergies that you can reinvest behind brands, products, and people, right? When you find those 3 components and you have a situation that 2 + 2 is more than 4, we tend to move very fast. That being said, we are disciplined, right? We don't move without seeing what this can be, looking 2, 5, 10 years ahead.
But the people quotient to how you operate is very important. We had Daniel Schwartz, who's now leading Burger King.
Yep.
One of the youngest CEOs probably out there.
Yep.
How do you identify winners and how do you find that?
Well, talent for us is everything. It's all about ownership, it's all about meritocracy, it's all about people that can be better than you to take the next level, right? I think Dan is a good example, what he's doing down there at RBI. I always try to look at people that are really hungry to do big things, right? People that simplify, right? And people that want to do big things, want to dream big with us. I personally overlook our training programs, our MBA programs. I interview them individually. And when you find this combination of sparkling eyes, people that are really hungry, at the same time, they're able to simplify, to get to the essence of what is the information and do something with that and want to do big things with their life. They're ambitious enough and self-motivated that they want to wake up to deliver, right?
So a whole bunch of people that really don't sleep. Come on.
No, you do sleep.
Yeah.
You just know how to balance your life and you want to do something.
Yeah.
extraordinary. And you look for those people.
What's your assessment of the food industry right now? Because of how progressive a 3G has been, and then your mindset, a lot of other companies have tried to emulate you. I mean, you have a PepsiCo going to zero-sum budgeting. Is there still a lot of fat in this industry?
Look, I truly believe there is a lot of organic growth to be captured. It's a fascinating industry. It's changing very fast. Sure. Different channels, different consumer tasting habits, and so on. But if you see what they're doing, we are really investing behind 4 pillars. We're putting more money behind go-to-market. I'm actually adding 300 people in sales in North America as we speak. Wow. Okay? So I'm going more into the store. A lot of my competitors are leaving the store. We're getting into the store. Second, I'm putting more money behind the brands. I'm investing over $100 million in working dollars in the US. Right after two Super Bowl campaigns in Heinz, we grew 15% the Heinz brand since 2015. I did the first Kraft Super Bowl campaign with family graded the last Super Bowl game, sure. And so on. So I'm investing more behind the things and the brands to enhance them and to make them more relevant. Third, innovation. Really playing more offense. The last 2 years, we renovated a lot of our products, right? If you think about the mac and cheese renovation, Oscar Mayer, hot dog, Capri Sun.
Which you clearly didn't bring any here.
Yeah. Okay. And Heinz Simply, you name it, right? Now we're playing much more on the offense territory. Oh, that's good. That's our partnership with Oprah. Just Crack an Egg that we launched. Philadelphia cheesecake on the dessert aisle. Capri Sun all natural and KOOL-AID Zero. Heinz Mayo worldwide. All these initiatives and getting into new category, new parts of the supermarket, new occasions, new snacking habits that really excite us. And fourth, new channels. This can be e-commerce, can be food service, can be clubs. We buy more food today in drugstores than you ever did. So all those new channels are happening, are mixing at a very fast pace. So to have a presence in that is critical.
It feels like there's a misperception here. I mean, you guys have this mindset where, we're going to come in, we're going to slash this, but not necessarily.
Brian, if you see our cycles, always has been their way. You talk about RBI, you talk about ABI on the brewery side, you talk about the retail stores in Brazil, all with the 3G DNA that's put it away. Always has been, there is an optimization cycle that to generate a lot of resources and profitability that you can reinvest behind the brands, behind the products and behind the people, and then you start on the organic growth path, right? Kraft Heinz is no different. Right, we got in Heinz summer 2013, Kraft Heinz in July 2015, and now they're 2 years over. We're starting to invest significantly. If you see our fourth quarter and our first half, now we are saying that we're investing over $300 million behind commercial initiatives. This can be digital, can be with retail partners, can be with new products, can be with new channels. For sure, tax reform help us significantly to accelerate those growth investment. But we are betting on that. So we're very long-term focused. The decisions we take today are going to affect next 2 years, 5 years.
It's interesting. You said you're betting on stores. It's interesting.
Well, if you think about depending, whatever you look at, the channels, e-commerce or so on, it's all about how to get to consumers. That was for us, our brands are everything. To enhance them and to make them relevant to the right offering in the right proposition is everything. Then if it's going to be shipped direct to an e-commerce provider, or will be found on shelf, or will be found to a different in food service, or you'll be found in a club, it's all different channels to achieve you. So for us to have our brands and products relevant is the most important thing.
How tough are those conversations right now? We read a lot, Walmart or Target, they're all starting to squeeze the suppliers. How tough are those conversations right now?
Well, that's always has been a tough conversation. That's not new news. We talk about, and that always will be, right? But at the end of the day, our success is their success and vice versa. I need them to succeed as I grow to their channels, right? And a lot of the conversation at the end of the day is how the category can grow. we go to the same process. Especially last year, we had more problems in the categories that were more commodity driven than the branding driven. But even though how the category can grow through innovation, to revenue management, to assortment management, to planogram, all those items are on the table. So we're going to have a conversation with retailers about the category. It's very different than have a conversation about one specific issue. And that's why we're coming to the table with them. And we hear from them as well. What do you need so you can succeed on the market shelf?
So what's the center? Is the center aisle, it sounds like the center aisle is coming alive or may not be as weakish as you hear out there.
Look, our job is to make it alive, to make more lively than it has been.
Sure.
But again, coming back to the four pillars I just mentioned, more working dollars behind brand, more consumer touch to our in-store reps and tools, revenue management, assortment management, planogram, more working dollars behind brands, right? And more working the channel mix properly. So I have the right proposition and package mix to touch you.
Sure. Deals, when it comes to deals, how big could you guys go?
Look, we dream big, and that's not going to go away. We have said that that's an industry that has not consolidated as fast as others. If there will be a force behind them, we want to be a part of this. But like I said, I think our discipline approach is very consistent for the long run. We don't move, we don't find something that 2 + 2 is more than 4. It's also true that when you do find, we tend to move fast. So what's going to happen, time will tell.
Is it brand driven, or is it you look at it from a sector, say, hey, we want to do an organic, we want to do that, or is it you think brand first?
Look, we look at a variety of things, but I think our framework doesn't change. We like solid brands. We like business that can travel internationally, it can be global basis. And we like business that have synergy, that you can capture and invest behind products and people.
Sure.
When you find this combination, I'm less focused if it's a category or is a company. It's more that 2 + 2 is more than 4.
Do you feel as though it will be tough to get that big deal done or dream big when you see something like a Qualcomm and Broadcom and that deal gets shut down? Or has the deal environment changed?
Look, we don't see it that way. I don't want to comment in the specific. I think each deal is a different story, right? What I truly believe, everybody that has done a deal with us, has partnered with us, has created significant amount of value for their shareholders, right? When you think about long-term view, that's the perspective we have.
Sure.
Our capital, investing for the long term, right? Creating long-term shareholder value, understanding stakeholders, and thinking in perpetuity. With all those elements in place, I'm less concerned about the big deal or small deal. I'm very concerned about finding the right things together with our organic plan so we can move the business ahead.
Is this the year for something like that with valuations a little off their peak?
Look, it is true that valuations are much more attractive today than they were 3 months ago or 6 months ago, and so on. For us, it's more finding the right deal, the combination of the thinking, the framework I just highlight here, and when 2 + 2 is more than 4, we know how to act. What is the timing of that? I don't want to speculate on that.
Take us to the Warren Buffett quotient. Every piece of paper I pull up, Warren Buffett somehow involved. What's that relationship like? He seems to really dig you, and you guys dig him.
Well, look, we think a lot alike, right? Warren has been, I have learned tremendously for him, having him close to us. And if you think about it, it's all about how we run the business 2, 5, 10 years from now. Every question he makes me is that make sense? Is that what? It's not about what the quarter looks like, what is the performance now, but how I'm building for the long run.
What's it like getting a question from Warren Buffett?
Well, he reads absolutely everything. So, and it's all business related, right? We all can understand the numbers. What's behind the numbers is what drives us, right? And has been remarkable. And we think very alike. Like, how can we build and invest business-like so this company can be relevant today, tomorrow, and after tomorrow.
If I have this right, Greg Abel is on the Kraft Heinz board. What is he like? Can you put a little perspective on him? He's been named as a potential successor to Warren Buffett. What is he like?
Look, I'm a big fan, so have been very supportive of us all the time. Very pragmatic, very down to what you guys need, understand the long term. I don't want to speculate in anything, but I have a lot of respect and gratitude for all he has been helping and helping the business since the beginning. He has been with us since 2013,
Sure.
and you continue to be. So I'm very excited and happy to.
We mentioned Burger King, Daniel Schwartz. If I wanted to be the CEO of a Burger King at the age of early 30s, how can you get there? What's your advice to somebody that is watching this? How can you be a Daniel Schwartz, 30, 32, be a CEO of a public company like a restaurant brands?
Look, I think it's all about working hard with ethics. It's all about knowing how to lead people and inspiring, and it's all about delivering, really, right? If you see the performance, Dan is a good example, but there are many others that have been delivering consistently, right? When you do that and you have the right attitude, you're going to do really well, right? And it's not a question of your age. It's a question more, what are your capability, right? And how dream you big and how where you want to take the company. And Dan is a great example. There are others there.
Sure. And when you walk into a supermarket, what's your head like? What aisles do you go to? What are you looking? What is what does just a shopping trip look like for you?
That's a funny story. My wife complains now that I don't have fun in the supermarket anymore. Every time I used to go.
I can see you pull both directions. You have the Kraft and the Heinz, so you probably pulled in both directions.
No, I work all the time. I look at the shelves. I look at price points. I look how the shelves are presented. I look at planograms. I look at price pack architectures. I look what competitors are bringing. I look at different retails. Aisles that were not present. I look at what type of innovation that's coming in trends that can help us drive the business. So I'm a big fan of managing by walking around, but not being on the board, seeing a presentation, but looking, seeing with your eyes.
Any cool trends you can highlight recently? I mean, bring us into your head a little bit here.
And it's phenomenal what's happening on the shelf. You talk about the center aisle. If you think what the center aisle is today and was 5 years ago, it's very different. A lot of new innovation, a lot of different price pack architecture. Price points have changed tremendously. Different offers, primarizations. So I don't think those trends are going to go away. But being ahead of the game and understanding with data is critical. I'm very data-driven. The whole organization is very data-driven. We have a lot to improve ourselves in our performance and in the company. But I think we're doing the right things.
10 years from now, what's Kraft Heinz?
We want to be the best food company growing a better world.
Sure. Well, can't get better than that. Thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Brian. Appreciate it.